Full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight. Forgo, give up everything that I own. Yeah, I'd give it all up now just to be with you somehow. Unexpected love was found. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest.
Hi guys, welcome back to Generation Acres Farm. We are at our house today. Obviously, we're not out at the land, and we are doing a April day on the homestead today. So we're gonna take you guys along with us. We've had our breakfast, we've cleaned up a little bit inside, and we're about to go out and do some work in the garden. I was hoping to be able to plant today, but we have some nights coming up that are gonna get down into the 40s, which really isn't too bad. But I was burned a little bit last year, so to speak. I was hardening off my seedlings. I pulled them all out of the greenhouse. It said it was only gonna get down to like 48. And then it frosted and literally killed all the seedlings that I worked so hard for like months. So that makes me a little bit nervous. So I am gonna hold off on planting, but we do need to make our rows today. We need to do some weeding, just some maintenance in the garden to get it ready. So that way when the weather is looking good, like it's not gonna get too cold, we can just go ahead and go out there and get the planting done. This video is in collaboration with two of our good friends here on YouTube. The first one is Amy from A Blossoming Life. She lives on the West Coast. We've collaborated with her before, and she just has a really fun channel where she shares delicious recipes, especially sourdough and things like that. So if you're into that, definitely check out her channel. She's got goats. She is totally like making a garden from scratch this year on her new homestead. So go check her out. She's got some great videos and I think you guys will enjoy her. And another family we are collaborating with are Aaron and Rachel from Johnson Branch Farm. They're on the East Coast just like us, and they have a large homestead there where they do a little bit of market gardening. They've got goats and chickens, and they milk their goats and things like that. So when you're done watching our video, you can look at the description box down below and I'll have direct links to their videos where they're gonna be sharing an April day on their homesteads. All right, let's get out into the garden.
Unexpected love was found. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. You in my arms, won't let go. The world around could pass us by, a thunderstorm, a lightning strike, as we hold each other tight. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest.
So I got to try out the green stalk garden for the first time this year, which is that like tower garden. And so all through the winter, I had this Swiss chard growing in the green stalk garden, and they've pretty much reached the kind of like the biggest they're probably going to be able to get in there. So I'm going to go ahead and plant these out in the garden and make sure they get fertilized and that kind of thing, and I think they're really going to take off and keep producing for us really throughout this whole year. I can get Swiss chard to last over a year in the garden, so this is just one of those plants that just, you cut some off, it just keeps coming back, keeps coming back. I love to use these in like with eggs in the morning, just kind of like chop it up and scramble it with eggs and like avocado oil or something like that. So this is one of our favorites. I use it in quiches or frittatas, stuff like that too. So I'm gonna get these planted up.
You're the leaves in mid-August.
very first things planted in the garden, which is great. I didn't think I'd get to plant anything, but then I remembered the Swiss chard from the green stalk. I'll show you the green stalk garden in case you don't know what I'm talking about. It's this thing, it's a tower, and it's all connected, so you water through the top and the water like trickles down. It's really neat. I did greens in it and I tried some carrots too. I had some extra seeds and they seem to be doing pretty well as well. But so I got those Swiss chard put in, and now I'm happy with what we got done. We got some weeding done. We put down the cardboard to suppress some of the weeds. Because we're moving this year, in theory, as long as our house gets built like we're hoping it will, I'm not gonna do a ton of vegetables and flowers this year, just because I think it's gonna be a lot to keep up with. And so my plan for the first half of the garden where we put the rows in is going to be like peppers, tomatoes, some flowers, things like that. We're gonna do cucumbers on the 2 trellises. And on this side of the garden where we put the cardboard and there's a lot of weeds and that kind of thing, we have some perennial strawberries and rosemary here. And then we're going to do like a big pumpkin patch. So, or like pumpkin, like basically squash. So pumpkin, probably some zucchini. I do want to do some spaghetti squash this year too. Basically, I just want something that's going to be really low maintenance on that side of the garden, that will hopefully shade out a lot of the weeds so I'm not spending the entire summer weeding. And so that's where the cardboard comes in. I'm going to start breaking down all the Amazon boxes and things like that we get, and put those down to suppress the weeds, and then we're just going to plant a few of the squash plants around, and then hopefully they're just going to like spread and take over, and that will prevent me from having to do like a ton of weeding this year. So I'm happy with the progress in the garden, and now it's about almost lunchtime, so I'm gonna actually grill up some hamburgers and probably boil some potatoes. We'll have hamburgers and mashed potatoes for lunch.
Hi, it's Adeline, and I got the rabbits food and hay, and I'm about to show you how I feed the rabbits. So I just got in to the rabbit's little hutch thingy. Like, it just has the perfect size for them to run around and things. They love to go behind their house. I use the Oxbow hay blend, Timothy hay blends. So next I'm gonna do the water. Like I was telling you, the hay and the water are the most important things. Like, if that food bowl was empty, it would be okay. But if that hay box was empty, it wouldn't be okay. So next, I'm going to move on to the water. Like that. So that's how I feed my rabbits. And I didn't get a chance to brush them because, like, you know, they're a little hard to catch. So yeah, if you have rabbits, remember, like, the water and the hay is the most important thing to them.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin, beginning to thaw from within. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time as any to see the horizon in the far. Excuses were 2 for a penny, but they've all gone out the window of this car. And when I feel the wind on my face, all that ever was is a race. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today, well, something's gotta give. Today is a good day. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today, well, something's gotta give. Today is a good